The internal dynamics of the Ottoman Empire, the influence of European ideals, and a growing sense of disenfranchisement among Arab elites and intellectuals shaped Arab nationalism. While initially not seeking independence, Arab nationalist movements sought greater autonomy, recognition of Arab cultural identity, and political participation within the Ottoman Empire. These forces eventually integrated with external pressures during the First World War, thereby instigating the Arab Revolt against Ottoman rule. It was a defining moment in the history of the modern Middle East. The intellectual and cultural renaissance known as the Nahda laid the groundwork for Arab nationalism. This movement began in the mid-19th century. It celebrated the Arabic language and sought to revive classical Arabic literature and history. It created a sense of pride in Arab heritage. The Nahda was not just a cultural revival, it was a reawakening of Arab identity after centuries of Ottoman dominance. Cities like Beirut, Damascus, and Cairo became hubs of intellectual activity. Newspapers, books, and journals published in Arabic increased rapidly. They spread nationalist ideas to a growing literate population. Publications such as Al-Muqattataf and Al-Hilal became platforms for discussing Arab identity, history, and the future. These works mainly compare the Arab world's golden age under the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates to the possibility of new Arab leadership in modern times. Missionary schools and modern institutions such as the Syrian Protestant College, now the American University of Beirut, played a very important role in introducing Western political and philosophical concepts to Arab intellectuals. These institutions exposed students to ideas of self-determination, liberalism, and national identity, which contrasted sharply with the Ottoman Empire's policies. Figures like Butrus al-Bustani and Jamaluddin al-Afghani became influential voices. They advocated for reform and the preservation of Arab culture. The Young Turk Revolution of 1908 initially raised hopes among Arab intellectuals for political reform and greater autonomy within the Ottoman framework. This revolution was led by the Committee of Union and Progress. It promised constitutional governance and equality for all Ottoman subjects. However, these hopes were short-lived. The CUP's efforts to consolidate power and promote Turkish nationalism isolated non-Turkish groups, including Arabs. Policies emphasizing Turkification, such as making the Turkish language compulsory in administration and education, was seen as a direct threat to Arab cultural identity. Arab leaders who sought representation and autonomy found themselves increasingly excluded from decision-making processes in Istanbul. Attempts to form Arab political parties such as the Ottoman Decentralization Party were suppressed. This further fueled dissatisfaction. The party had called for greater administrative autonomy for Arab provinces, but was quickly shut down by Ottoman authorities. This repression only deepened the divide between Arab intellectuals and the Ottoman government. By the 1910s, Arab nationalist sentiment began to unite into organized political movements. Many of them operated secretly due to fear of Ottoman repression. One of these was Al-Fatah. It was founded in 1911 in Paris. Al-Fatah advocated for greater autonomy and the preservation of Arab identity within the Ottoman Empire. Its membership included intellectuals, journalists, and professionals from the Arab provinces. The society's secretive nature and its focus on cultural and political reform made it a key player in the early Arab nationalist movement. Another organization was Al-Ahd. This secret society was composed of Arab officers within the Ottoman army. It sought to protect Arab interests and promote decentralization. Many of its members would later play significant roles in the Arab Revolt. These organizations worked together to express a vision of Arab autonomy and push back against the CUP's centralizing tendencies. Their efforts culminated in the Arab Congress of 1913, which was held in Paris. The Congress brought together Arab leaders and intellectuals in order to discuss their grievances and propose reforms, such as the recognition of Arabic as an official language and greater provincial autonomy. The Congress did not demand independence, but Ottoman authorities still saw its requests as rebellious. The outbreak of the First World War in 1914 marked a turning point for Arab nationalist movements. When the Ottoman Empire entered the First World War and the Allies interfered, it created conditions for the Arab Revolt of 1916. The CUP, now led by figures like Anwar Pasha and Jamal Pasha, intensified its centralizing tendencies during the war. Jamal Pasha, the Ottoman governor of Syria, responded to suspected nationalist activity with harsh repression. In 1915-16, he ordered the execution of Arab intellectuals and activists in Beirut and Damascus, and they came to be known as Martyrs of the Arab Nation. These executions and wartime hardships further isolated Arab populations across the Ottoman Empire. Sherif Hussein was a Sharif of Makkah and a descendant of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He served as a central figure in the Arab nationalist movement. Hussein initially sought assurances from the Ottoman government about the status of Arab lands, but grew disillusioned by their unwillingness to grant autonomy. In 1915, Hussein began secret correspondence with the British government, leading to the Hussein-McMahon correspondence. In these letters, Britain promised Arab independence in exchange for support against the Ottomans. This correspondence became a cornerstone of Arab-British relations during the war. In June 1916, Hussein declared the Arab Revolt. He mobilized tribal forces in the Hijaz region to rise against Ottoman rule. The revolt gained momentum with British military support, including financial aid, weapons, and the guidance of E.Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia. As a British officer and archaeologist with knowledge of the Middle East, Lawrence became a key connection between British government and Arab leaders, particularly Sherif Hussein of Makkah and his sons. Lawrence and the Arab rebels who he worked with aimed to weaken the Ottoman war effort in the First World War by disrupting supply lines and diverting troops. Lawrence's expertise in guerrilla warfare and his ability to unite Arab tribes were instrumental to the success of the revolt. He organized attacks on the Hijaz Railway, which was a critical Ottoman supply route. Arab forces, under the leadership of Hussein's sons Faisal and Abdullah, captured key cities including Aqaba and later Damascus in 1918. Despite the initial success of the Arab Revolt, the post-war settlement shattered Arab hopes for independence. While Britain had promised independence to the Arabs, the Sykes-Picot Agreement of 1916 secretly divided the Ottoman Arab territories between Britain and France. The Balfour Declaration of 1917, which supported the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine, further undermined Arab trust in the Allies. At the Paris Peace Conference of 1919, Arab leaders like Faisal lobbied for independence but were sidelined by European powers. The League of Nations mandates formalized the division of the Arab world. It placed Syria and Lebanon under French control and Palestine, Jordan, and Iraq under British control. The post-war betrayal deepened Arab resentment towards Western powers and promoted a sense of solidarity among Arab communities. Arab nationalism evolved into a more radical and anti-imperialist ideology. This is how it shaped the region's political landscape throughout the 20th century. The Arab Revolt showed the power of nationalist sentiment, but its aftermath exposed the fragility of alliances and the enduring influence of imperial ambitions. The tensions and betrayals of this period left deep scars. They fueled movements for independence and unity that would continue to have their effects into our time, long after the fall of the Ottoman Empire. From the rise of Pan-Arabism in the mid-20th century to the ongoing struggles for self-determination, the legacy of this era continues to influence the region's political and cultural landscape.